Hello, and welcome to Track Daniels. This is a conversational podcast, which we've already started, where we listen to an album, argue about what drink would complement it, and no doubt give incredibly biased music-based opinions for good measure. My name is Gaz, and I have the pleasure to be joined by my friends Liam.
Hello.
Dan.
Hello.
And Dave.
Yes.
So, guys...
Oh, can I just point out that, obviously, I don't know whether we're going to put this on YouTube or not, but Dan's intro then was fantastic.
It was perfect.
It was, and Dan, hello.
I loved it.
And I'm so glad it's recorded.
I'm also in bed. I'm in bed right now. Mermaid style.
Dan, you're easily the sexiest person on the podcast. Can you just stop it? You want to dial it back a little bit?
Fucking hell, that don't take much.
Yeah,
that bar's low.
Give us the rest. Give the rest of us a chance. I'm already... Sorry, go on.
Just to show Dave, 'cause I don't know how interested you'd be. This isn't my drink for the album. This is what I'm drinking right now, which is a Chardonnay from Australia.
I love a good Chardonnay.
It's Sir Ian Botham is arguably one of the greatest cricketers England has ever produced.
No way.
And some say that 1976 was his best years in the sport.
Christ.
This is one of the first time he scored 1,000 runs in one season, blah, 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 blah. So combining delicate flavours with honeydew, citrus, fig and peach with silky smooth undertones of creme caramel and vanilla. This wine is expertly balanced and also... This is Ian Botham's wine!
So I'm
drinking.
Cricket-themed
I guarantee you there's no way you can taste all 8 of those flavours that they just pulled out of their arse then.
Nah.
And
doesn't have any of them.
But it is really nice, but
hate the fact that Ian Botham has a winery in Australia.
I know. But surely if you were going to come out with a wine and a Chardonnay, you'd call it something other than Botham. I'd call it Sticky Wicket or something along those lines.
Yeah, but that sounds like an ale.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound...
Anything... Yeah, but it's funny.
If you think so.
I mean, if you were Ian Botham and you wanted to do something... I think... Yeah, exactly. Fuck off.
So, guys, we're here to give our wonderful review of another album, and like the last one, I have another prop from a bygone era.
But unlike the last one, you haven't tanked 4 pints of Old Rosie.
Oh no, not the last episode. The
one before, yeah. So we're recording sessions, isn't it? We do 2 at once. We've been quite clear about that.
Yeah.
Which is why every other one we're more pissed than we were on the previous.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. However, so here's my relic from a bygone era, and it is Master of Puppets by Metallica.
Yeah.
I'm holding up a CD. Yes, they do exist. They aren't just a figment of everyone's imagination. So that's what we're doing this week. So Master of Puppets is the 3rd studio album by thrash pioneers Metallica. But as we all know, and we've established on a couple of episodes ago, that And Justice for All is their best album. It was released in March 1986 by Elektra Records, recorded at Sweet Silence Studios with producer Flemming Rasmussen. It was the band's last album to feature the amazing bassist Cliff Burton, who died in a bus accident in Sweden during the album's promotional tour. According to the sales figures on Wikipedia, it has sold a minimum, this is outrageous, it sold a minimum of 7,701,051 copies. Fuck me. That is a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot. I'm also going to put it out there straight away. I think this album is as big as it is because Cliff died on the promotional tour. Just put it out there straight away.
Wow. Okay.
Just that's right out there. Like you got to start off strong.
I think we're getting into a worrying trend of introducing each album by talking about death.
Death. Yeah. Thank you, Dan.
I can't help it. Everybody dies. Like,
did you start with you've got to start off wrong?
Strong.
Oh no, I heard wrong.
Strong. You need to get better headphones, mate. You need to get better headphones. No, by far, I much prefer Ride the Lightning and Justice for All, or the Black Album.
And Justice for All had no bass in it.
I'm not just saying that to be controversial, like they are my...
I think you are.
I'm not. I am not.
Because you're incorrect, because this is the best Metallica album, and let me tell you why.
Oh, it's not, though, is
so,
it?
It is though.
You said a couple of weeks ago that And Justice for All was the best. Like, I've got it recorded. I listened to it.
I don't believe you. So this is the best Metallica album because it's the most.
Oh, hang on, Dan. Sorry. 1 sec. I'm just going to get comfy. Please proceed.
Thank you. So it's really good.
End.
I agree.
That's it, is it?
Yeah.
Hello? Right, okay. Right, yeah.
I'm just fucking waiting to speak.
So go on, Liam. Don't get me wrong. I like this album. Like it is a fantastic album. I just think they've done better, and I genuinely do think just because Cliff died in the promotional lead up on the promotional tour for the album, I think that is what rocketed it to a different level. Personally, that's
impossible to disprove, though.
Exactly, yeah. And that's why I say it.
I know.
I think this is their best sounding album. Like, if I was going to start a metal band, I'd want it to sound like this album in terms of the guitar tone.
Would you?
And the drums and everything. Yep, I think it sounds mint. It's not as raw as
Kill 'Em All,
as Kill 'Em All, which is basically just like actually quite tinny if you listen back to it nowadays.
Have you heard the remastered version?
No, is it good?
Yeah, it's really good actually. Yeah.
I've heard there's speaking of Injustice for All though, there's a version of that called And Justice for Jason or And Jason for All or something like that, where they just turned up the bass in. Yeah, and it's actually mint. Like, it's really, really good.
Another controversial opinion. Jason Newsted is the best bassist that Metallica have ever had.
No, that's not controversial. That's fact.
Thank you. Anyway, sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Because he's also the best backing vocalist as well.
100. Oh, Daniel.
Because he sounds like
so right.
Like fucking Odin.
He's so good.
Yeah.
I love him.
He sounds like a mythical.
I love him because of his.
Yes, he does.
He does. He really does. He's amazing.
He does.
Do you know what I really liked about it is the fact that he was so understated in just about everything that happened and everything that he did. So, I mean, there's some fucking belting songs on this album. I think it's mint, and they've got such a collection of great songs anyway.
Can we have a listen?
No, Dave. Let's. Yeah. So what are you?
I was getting on to a point then before Dave fucking jumps in. Prick.
Sorry, mate. Right. Go on.
I finished. You noticed I was mid-sentence. I don't believe that I stopped.
Okay. Right.
So they've got but when my favourite instance of some of these songs is from S&M. I think it's amazing because of the depth that you've got. But if you get to the end of the album, right, and you get particularly of S&M, where they start doing the whole, they start thanking the fans because it's recorded live with the San Francisco Orchestra, which I think is 21 years old now. That album.
Let me have a look.
It's fucking depressing that. You've got James Hetfield doing the goodbye. That he's the frontman. He's the guy.
Oh God, it is. It's 21 years old.
It is, isn't it?
Shit. Sorry, mate. Go on.
And then you've got the album and not feel guilty.
Right? You could have been doing it for 5 years, mate.
Oh Christ!
I'm going to hell.
Save me a seat.
Yeah, you and R. Kelly.
You and R. Kelly. Why? What's Kelly doing? Is she all right?
Fucking hell. So you've got James Hetfield doing the goodbye as the frontman. That's what he should be doing. You know, it's like the big thing. And then you get fucking Lars walks up and he's like, same time next year, knowing that he's got absolutely no intention of doing another one the next year. What a prick! I just don't like the guy. Whatever.
I hate Lars.
He is a bit of a dick. Yeah,
he's a shit drummer.
And then Jason Newsted goes, "Thanks a lot," and walks off. That's it.
He actually sounds English when he does that bit as well. He's like,
yeah, he does. Thanks a lot, and then walks away. And I'm like, yeah, he's not pretended there's another event happening next year. He's not been the big flamboyant I am. He's just walked up and gone, yeah, you're all right, and I'll see you in a bit. That's it. I was like,
and I think that's probably because he knew how large, I suppose, even disrespected and undervalued he was. He's just like the ousted member that could supposedly never quite fill someone's shoes. Do you know what I mean? I think I think he was in a very unfair.
They treated
position.
him like shit.
Shit, yeah, absolute shit. And a very unfair position for someone to be in, and then have to tour in a band that size, having to have that weight on your shoulders, and then being treated like shit by the people who, hired you to play in the band. It's a dick move.
Oh, mate,
they went back on tour something like 2 weeks after Cliff Burton died, didn't they?
Really? I didn't realise it was that soon.
That does not surprise me in the slightest.
And so they basically they found he was in Flotsam and Jetsam, who aren't bad. They're not great, but
they're pretty awful.
Not bad.
They've got one really good song called Lizzie Tuck an Axe. It's really good.
But he basically was just a fan, apparently. Like he was in that band, but he loved the band, and he came in and they were like, "Yep, you'll do." Went back on tour and just hazed the shit out of him. Basically, just treated him like he was a dick for.
As if Lars Ulrich has got any.
I know.
Got anything that allows him to.
Lars Ulrich.
Like, yeah, get bullied by somebody who's not even the best drummer in the room, and that includes if I was in the room with Lars Ulrich, and I don't play the fucking drums.
Is that the one? Is that the one that you do it like, oh, Lars, you hold him at arm's length? Do you know what I mean? Lars Ulrich. It's like you ever seen the movie
swinging his little fists?
Yeah. And it's like you'd be like Arnie, and he'd be like Danny DeVito, holding his fucking head.
It wouldn't be that, right? I'd be sat there going, do you know what? I'd take the drumsticks off him and be like, dude, just before you hurt yourself, I'm gonna take these away from you.
It's noticeable that Lars' best moments. It's considered quite good at the old double bass drum situation, and especially in the 80s when he was taking a massive amount of cocaine.
Yeah.
When pretty much he was just pinging the entire time. It was like, that's it. He still can't use his arms, but his legs was going like fucking thunder.
I'm the most underrated member of the band. Yeah. My name is.
When he started, I saw something where he started selling his artwork.
That song's had a lot of monster, isn't it?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I always love an art collector, and then decided to go into. And you're like,
when is an album
finished?
When is a piece of art finished?
When does life become?
I sold my art collection for $4 million, and I got drunk to numb the pain. And fuck off, Lars.
The thing that gets me the most in that entire fucking movie is when he just he's going on about being frustrated, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm just so frustrated. It makes me go, fuck." And then just like shouts right in Hetfield's face, and he's just like, fuck. Like, if that
Hetfield was pretty
I'd have nutted the
giving him a swift uppercut then. Yeah,
he was. That's the thing, right? So I mean, as far as I can tell, he's always been a bit of a prick. Throughout 100%. That entire movie or film or documentary, whatever you want to call it, it is just late middle-aged angst.
Yeah,
you could pause it at any point and go, he just hates his parents.
Yeah, if you're picking a fight with anyone in the band, it's not fucking Hetfield. Fuck no.
No.
Hell no. No, absolutely not. He'd knock you the fuck out.
I suspect he just kind of tolerates
the odd scrape or two. I reckon Hetfield would.
I think he just tolerates the fact that Lars is around. It's like, well, there's this annoying little prick who just happens to play the drums, and we just kind of deal with it. Because if I kicked him out, I'd owe him 25% of the royalties, and I don't want to pay the cunt for if he's not doing any work.
Yeah.
Oh, the thing is,
and if he ever is about this, he can go fuck himself.
Jesus.
There you go.
He also, I think he says it in Some Kind of Monster, that he was almost a tennis pro, and I wish he'd have fucking gone with the tennis pro.
Because his dad was, wasn't he?
His dad is a professional tennis player, and I think he had the choice of being in a band or being a pro tennis player.
Well, it explains a lot,
really. Played a tennis player.
He did the Teenage Rebellion thing. He was a massive, is it Diamond Head?
Yes.
I think he was a massive Diamond Head fan, so he basically went from Denmark to the UK. Yeah, well, he bugged the band. He went and he followed them around from place to place, and they were like, "Do you want to be a roadie?" Like this little 17-year-old Danish kid.
No way.
And he basically followed them around. He slept on their couch for a bit apparently, and then went back to America. I was in 1981 or 2. Then he went back to America, found James Hetfield, and started Metallica within like a year.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
The annoying thing is I fucking love Metallica, but then
yeah.
He turns up, you're like, fucking hell. And I think the best gig they've ever played was that festival where he wasn't there.
Oh, the one that Joey Jordison did it.
If you get a chance, watch
he's
the video
also
again on YouTube. He's also a prick. If you
he's a really overrated drummer as well.
There's a camera behind him when he's at that gig. There's a version of Creeping Death that is like 4 million times better than they've ever done Creeping Death before. And he just puts in like all these ridiculous fills. Like he's obviously like having the time of his life. And it's so over the top, but it's fucking mint. We should all pause it and watch it now.
He's playing with one of his idols. Like that'd be insane.
I'd love to play with Rob Trujillo as well. That'd be amazing.
The fact that
he is great, isn't he?
He's an outrageous bass player.
He really is.
Outrageous bass player. Suicidal Tendencies. He played him before that.
He was with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of those, and I can't remember what I was watching, but look at the size of his hands.
He's massive.
Proper.
He's a fucking unit. That boy, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He's got
second guy I won't want to get an uppercut from. He seems like the nicest guy in the world, but he is built, isn't he? He's a big lad.
Yeah.
He's got gorilla arms. Like, have you seen how low he plays his bass? Yeah. Like, it's insane. Like, his arms are just like way too long, but he plays it like perfectly. It is insane. Like, it is absolutely insane. Shall we quickly have a listen? Sorry, Dan, what are you saying?
Yes.
I was just gonna, before we have a quick listen, have you seen the making of? I don't think it's Death Magnetic, but it might be. There's a bit the making of one of the two latest albums, anyway. And Rob comes in and he's just playing like flamenco guitar, and James Hetfield comes in and is like, "Oh, that's really good. That's really good." And then it shows you like of this 20 minutes, it's like 20 minute per song, like the making of whatever song.
Yeah.
And it starts with him playing the flamenco, and they Metallica the fuck out of it, get rid of all the flair, and it just sounds like a bog standard power chord riff by the end of it.
Oh no!
So he's technically like a co-writer on it. Like you've just ignored everything he did, and just turned it into like a bam 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 bam.
Was that hardwired to self-destruct or something?
It might actually have been, yeah.
That album can fuck off. There is no excuse for a double album to have one good song on it. And it's really not even a good song. It's one good chorus. It's not even a good song.
Which album?
Hardwired to Self-Destruct.
Scumbag had a double album and there wasn't a single good song on it.
No, it wasn't. It was a double EP.
Same fucking thing. Let's face it.
And an album.
Yes, and the other side was longer than ours and had considerably less tracks. So. Okay then, so let's go and have a listen to it and then we'll come back. And we're back. So we've just had a listen to it and I really enjoyed watching Dave's face throughout. I don't know about everybody else.
It was like he was trying to pass a particularly difficult bowel movement.
Because it was coming out sideways.
Or he just had kidney stones.
Yeah. Yeah, one's the size of golf balls.
So, okay then. So what are our thoughts?
Someone else start.
I think you should start.
No, let's
build
up to
I will. No, I'll go in. But I'm gonna, for once, be reasonable.
Don't be reasonable. Don't hold back.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. I'm gonna give you the full load.
Love it.
The full load.
Hey.
Yeah,
I think it was the reload afterwards, which would be slightly shitter.
Oh, nice.
Good one.
You see, just go on a tangent there, though. I suppose that's the one for me that doesn't. The front row doesn't smell like disappointment. I don't know, like mullets and fucking. If mullets had a smell, this is what it smelled like. And
it smelled like a Sunday of a metal.
If mullets had a sound, this is the album it'd sound like.
Yeah. Piss and vinegar. I'm struggling with it. I really am. I don't mind. It's not the heaviness that puts me off. It's not the sounds are very indicative of a lot of albums of that time of like that sort of style of metal. I don't necessarily dislike it. I just don't. I just find it hard to say complimentary things about stuff that's got no fucking soul.
See, the thing is, we've said this in our little chat that we have. Now, I think if I didn't have... Metallica really opened my eyes to a lot of music, believe it or not, in a weird way. So for me, I think
I appreciate that completely.
And I personally think Metallica are the weed of music. They're a gateway band. Like, you listen to them, and then you listen to the things that they influenced and the things that influence them, and then when you realize that all of that stuff is better, and then you listen to that stuff, and then you kind of really open up everything, and then you just end up listening to better music. But if I didn't have such nostalgic feelings for this band, and in particular their first 5 albums, I'd probably be somewhere along the lines with you, Dave.
I think 5 albums goes beyond nostalgia, mate. You can just say you like something. It's all right.
No. Like, it's not something I listen to very often. I listen to it once or twice a year, if that. I've listened to it a little bit more to go to do this throughout the week, but it really is something that I don't have that much interest in anymore.
I listened to Metallica's first 5 albums quite regularly, actually. I'm a big fan, but I think that. So I know that, like, when I first started getting into them properly, I think it was the video for One that was on Kerrang or whatever the hell it was at the time.
Oh God,
Kerrang TV.
What was it? The guy that's like fucking all like no limbs and a box.
For our listeners, Dave just did a mime of an amputee.
Yeah, he did. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Dave did an impression of Donald Trump doing an impression of an amputee. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. Sadly, mine was. Yeah, there was no irony there either.
He's just misunderstood, isn't he? He's a misunderstood genius. He's old Donald Trump. Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
That's another way of saying total fucking idiot. But I see where you're coming from.
So the One video.
The One video.
From Metallica's best album,
From Metallica's best album. That's the video that got me into them. And I remember the way I can describe Metallica is that like when you really get into something, you feel like you discovered them first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember bugging the hell out of saying to my dad, like, "Oh, have you heard this band Metallica?" And my dad hates Metallica, cannot stand them. And he was like, "Dan, it's awful.
Get on me,
listen
Dad."
to it." I think he would.
He's a good lad, Martin.
Yeah. And they, it's not punk enough for him.
Yes.
Or Dean Martin, weirdly.
I fucking love Dean Martin. Another conversation.
Yeah. Dean Martin and punk, exclusively. It's all he likes.
Brilliant.
But it's one of they're one of those bands that you feel like you discovered them. And and it's similar to what you said, Gaz. Like you go through their back catalogue and you're like, oh, this album's really good, and this album's even better, and this one's even better. And then it's more like, because they are the gateway drug, you think that every other you compare every other band to them.
Yeah.
Oh, I did anyway.
Yeah.
It was like, is this better or worse than Metallica? They were the barometer for me for that kind of music.
They're actually your benchmark then, pretty much.
Yeah. Because I liked it so much at the time. And I can admit that, like I said, like there's at least 1 weak song per album. Lars just. You're right. As you said, it's white music and there's no rhythm to it whatsoever. No, you're basically following, but you are. We mentioned it in the last episode actually. How, like, it's James Hetfield's guitar front and center, and that's pretty much what you follow. Occasionally, there's a good bass line or there's a mint guitar solo, but it's James Hetfield's guitar.
He's a great player. He's a fucking great player. Like,
he's the best guitarist in the band.
Easy, by a country mile.
But I think the albums live or die by whatever the rhythm guitar's doing, pretty much. Like I said, there'll be a good fill or a good solo or a good bass line or something, but it's pretty much just all about his guitar. And I think this, if we're just talking about a collection of riffs and how they sound, like production-wise, I think this is the best one that they've done. There you go. Have at you.
Okay.
Wow. Liam, what are your thoughts, man?
Come at me, bro.
I can't be subjective because I really like Metallica. I've seen them live a number of times, and I think they're amazing. As a collective, I think Lars is a prick. I don't know if I've been clear about that in the last 10 minutes.
No one's mentioned it yet.
No, they haven't at all.
Strange that would come up, given his entire recorded history of his voice.
That's why he plays drums. I think James Hetfield would have been a successful musician regardless of whether he was with Metallica or whoever else.
Absolutely.
I think
he would have been in, yeah. But
he'd have been in
totally driven.
Honestly, I think all three of I think Kirk Hammett, Cliff Burton, and James Hetfield all would have been, because like Kirk Hammett was in Exodus, who did a bit of business. They weren't massive, but they were around in the scene.
But he would have been in a hair metal band doing.
Yeah, it would have been like Randy Rhodes-esque wanking off the guitar.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But Cliff Burton is friends with, I think it's what's his face? The guitarist from Faith No More.
All right.
Fucking, it's going to annoy me that I can't remember his name now. But like, he was definitely
Glasses and the beard.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
The other one, I mean, yeah. And he was
Now
similar.
that's a fucking band.
That is a band.
What, glasses and a beard?
So he would have been successful as well. The only one that wouldn't is Lars Ulrich, because he can't play drums.
Yeah, he's shit.
He just kind of latched himself, he hitched his wagon to the James Hetfield pony. And
his
ego carried him through.
Yeah, he did.
Pretty much.
He's
James Hetfield.
And he's a prick.
But that, and the thing is, though, like many of you, again, dear listeners, I keep feeling like I'm like Julius Caesar addressing the crowd or something. I'm not.
I love it.
Do you know what I mean?
Right, ego.
It's like, oh no, yeah, it's like, and the way to my heart is through compliments, cheap, tacky compliments about how great I am. God, don't take me seriously, please. I'll never get out alive. But anyway, it's what was I saying? God, hell's yeah. It's like there's you can for example work in a company. I think many people have worked in a large company, and they can look at a particular person in said company and think, "Fuck me, how do you command this wage? How?"
Yeah.
I've no idea how you got to where you got and how you managed to maintain your job. I've no idea how anyone hasn't seen through this thin veil of utter bullshit and your constant ineptitude. And there's people like that. And I think it's that. It's somehow the ego.
He's been in the right place at the right time.
And the bullshit just carries them through. And you sit there thinking you're terrible at your job. And yet here we are, and you've been promoted again.
That's a really good point. I mean, if we go back to like any of the making ofs, or even like Some Kind of Monster, everything he says is bullshit, and it's but not like Hollywood bullshit. Like it's literal bollocks.
Yeah, designed to fill the air and say nothing. It's almost like a politician.
But sound important. It sounds important. It's self-importance without any merit whatsoever. Everything he says is like that. The only thing that I read that he's done that's notable is that he changed the Enter Sandman riff, because originally it was just one loop of the do 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 and then into the chordy bit. He arranged that so that it was the same bit 3 times in a row, and then like the tail.
Because it changed too quickly.
Yeah,
probably.
I can't do it. Can you play it 3 times first, and then I'll do the change bit? Fucking hell, it's blown my mind, that.
Well, when they were touring for And Justice for All, they played a lot of the songs like once, and then Lars Ulrich was just like, "No, we're not doing that again.
Yeah,
we're not playing them again. They're too hard." Fucking dick.
I think it was the title track. He said it's too hard. He can't remember all those time changes, so he was like, "Nope."
You better be a professional, you arse.
So how the fuck were the guys who the last album was Mastodon?
Yeah. And
regardless of whether I like it or not, the musicianship is absolutely impeccable. It really is. And but things whether I it's one man's opinion. It doesn't fucking matter whether I like it or not. You can't take away from earned respect with regards to being able to play. Do you know what I mean? Like ability is earned. It's not fucking God given. Do you know what I mean? Like David Beckham didn't become good at free kicks by just turning up. He had to practice for fucking hundreds of hours at doing that to become good at it. Like every other sports person or musician or anything like that. You can have a natural aptitude for something, but you have to work at it. And so there's like credit where credit's due completely. And they're like I say, time signature changes and playing is absolutely obscene. It's amazing, but it's just not for me.
Something I've just realised, we haven't said who the host is going to be. So for the judge, sorry.
The judge.
And I think the last one, Liam, you're the last one, so to have not have done it yet.
Yeah, it's been ages. I'm thinking of my drink, but all right.
It's all right. We can still.
Bearing in mind, I can't be subjective, so unless you go with the same drink as me.
Why do you do it?
Right, Dave will do it then.
No, I'll do it. I said I'd do it. No,
you
fuck off.
I'm
doing it.
Can I just not do it? Why can't I do it?
I say ages. It was more than 4.5 minutes. With my attention span, it's good.
Go on. Let's let Dave do it, because if you've spent ages figuring it out, I want to
hear 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, but that is ages for you.
That's a lot. It's a lot longer than I've spent on it. Trust me.
No, I kind of want to hear what Dave's got to say.
Well, we'll find out.
2,000 years later.
Yeah. So
cheeky.
There's something that I am completely ashamed of, but I love it, and I'll explain it right now. So
that's okay, guys. We don't kink shame here.
No, so not at all.
I love James Hetfield. That's not the bit that I'm ashamed of. Now, he does have one of the most absolute cringy tattoos on his knuckles. He's got Riff Lord written up. So, like, if he does that and it says Riff Lord,
part of me actually likes that.
No, exactly.
I like how brazen it is,
and I love that. Like, I'm slightly ashamed that I find that cool, because that is just.
I actually like it. I like it.
Well, I'm okay with that. I mean, you say it's cringy.
Well, good.
It is a bit cringy, though, isn't it?
Coming from the guy who's got a bear with painted nails tattooed on his arm.
It's not a bear. It's a werewolf, pal.
It's a werewolf.
Clawing at the moon, I'll have you know. And the nails are bleeding.
Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome, man. I love that tattoo. I tell
painted
people
nails.
about that tattoo all
Do you
the time.
actually? In a good way or a bad way?
Where is it?
Anyway, that's not important.
No, Dave hasn't seen it. He's got to see it. Look, right?
There you go.
So he's got painted nails. You have to get in closer.
I'm not getting closer.
Speak so we go straight on to you. Sorry, I just need to, again, dear listeners, see this wonderful tattoo.
What?
Pitch it up, big boy. Come on.
Got to see it. Look.
I can't get close enough. Hang on.
I know, and everyone like Gaz. Can you talk so it's? Oh, there
it's
it
me.
is.
Oh no, Dave, put it on gallery view.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Anyway,
top right hand corner of your screen, it says gallery view. You can see everyone at once. There.
Oh fuck! There we. Oh, and there that is.
Look, he's got painted nails. Painted nails.
This is really interesting for people who are listening to something.
It's all right. I can describe it, Gaz. It's like a fledgling.
Paint as a word picture.
And I am also a master of shit tattoos. So, but yeah, like that is one thing I'm ashamed that I think that is cool as fuck.
Well, I would say that he's the only person in the world that could pull off that tattoo.
Oh yeah.
If I came back to the UK and you found that I had a Riff Lord tattooed on my fingers, have a feeling.
I'd respect you forever. Love it. Absolutely love it. And again, I'd like it more.
Own it. Just own it, Dan.
I'd like it more if you didn't give anyone an explanation. You just said, fuck off. Do you want to explain that? No.
Nope.
No, it's fine, but I'll do it.
I'm the fucking Riff Lord, innit?
I'm a Riff Lord, innit? I just don't explain yourself at all. I think that was possibly one of the most wonderful things I've ever seen.
And also,
I would be relentless. Utterly relentless.
Yeah.
Just knock him back, though, Dan, straight away. It's like, nah, not telling you. It's personal.
It's personal. I also have, like, one of my mates from work, he had a spare James Hetfield figure, which is from, like... there's like a
spare
set.
One,
there's a
had
set.
more than one.
Yeah, he had a spare. And he gave that to me. So James Hetfield sits on my desk.
How many Hetfield figures does one have to have before it becomes a spare?
More than one. Any more than one. Why would you have one, let alone
Some
many?
would say one.
Which consult.
Well, James Hetfield's on my desk at work. But if you saw my desk, you'd think it was a kid's desk. There's so many toys.
Not shocked.
No,
Yeah,
so many
that
toys.
doesn't surprise me, actually.
How many Sonic toys are on there?
One. There's a.
No, Gareth. Lies make baby Jesus cry.
There's a Sonic Teddy and there's a Sonic coin actually as well.
Two.
Technically, yeah. If we're gonna be realistic about it, yeah.
And one James Hetfield. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Master of Puppets. So give us. So what is it about Master of Puppets then that you loved so much, Liam?
I don't think I've got anything specific. I just think the songs are fucking brilliant.
All right, let's broaden that out then. So what is it about Metallica that kind of really strikes a chord with you? I was pleased with that.
Oh, fucking hell. I see what you did there.
Pleased with that. I'm wasting it. It should be on radio.
I genuinely can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, yeah, this is fucking
Is it
awesome.
the riffs? Is it the riffs?
It probably is,
because
yeah.
It's
the riffs are
there is something
outrageous.
pretty primal about some of those riffs, and it's like, fuck yeah, that's just.
You've got that
As a white
Hetfield's
boy,
voice.
that really does hit me.
Hetfield,
I didn't think it.
he's got a good voice, man.
If you'd have chosen, if you stuck another frontman in front of Metallica, they wouldn't be the band that they are.
Interesting you say that, actually, because James Hetfield was a stand-in vocalist for the
He
whole
was?
time. Yeah, he originally wanted John Bush, who I've forgotten the band he was in at the time, but he did become Anthrax's frontman, and they wanted him. And there's a performance a few years ago of John Bush singing one of the songs from Kill 'Em All, and James Hetfield was just like, yeah, I've been the stand-in vocalist for this band for like 30 years, and here's the guy that we wanted, and here it is. And do a song. It sounds great, but it does sound a bit weird. Obviously, he's the voice, and he's been the voice for like since the band started.
I think it's a bit.
It is going to sound weird.
Is it a bit like
They've
Queen?
just teleported out.
Yeah, sorry. He's had enough. Is it a bit like Queen, for example, where like if you take that person out, is it the same band again?
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be.
I'd be interested to see what they'd be doing now if Cliff was alive. I'd be interested.
I reckon they would have gone. Maybe I don't think they would have done the whole commercially blues rock thing that they did in the mid-90s, which isn't. I mean, that's not Metallica to me, but I don't think Load and Reload are that bad. There's some really good songs on there.
If you condensed both of them down, like cut out the chaff,
it'd be one great
you've
album.
got one brilliant album there. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like Fuel's just a banger. Everyone likes Fuel. When we see them live and Fuel comes on.
Yeah,
that gets me going.
Yeah.
I do think it's the riffs. I think there's just something about it, and as much as that we have just knocked his drumming and how much of a cunt he is for the past half an hour.
He is a cunt, to be fair.
He is a massive cunt. But there is something about that the fact that his drums are so simplistic. It's just like the double bass drum thing going on, with a very simple snare hit and like a shitload of cymbals.
Yeah.
It does fit the music.
See, that I think might have something to do with one of the reasons why I wasn't overly enamored with Mastodon.
Well, because the drumming is too.
No, it's not just the drumming. I mean, the whole album is really fucking busy, innit? This album has some fucking awesome riffs that sit in there, and nothing else is really competing with it to try and shift over around top.
The drums are there to be like propulsive. They propel the song, if you know what I mean.
He keeps the bass, basically.
It keeps the beat, yeah.
Yeah,
well, I mean, even then. But
yeah, maybe not. But Lars Ulrich basically is a metronome. He's just a human fucking metronome, and no one really gives a shit.
Made out of jelly.
Yeah, that's literally him.
I mean, I'm gonna disagree because I don't think it's just comparing it to Crack the Sky. I don't think the guys are actively working against one another or anything like that. Because I think everything works well together. But I can see where you're coming from. But I think, like I said, for me, these guys are a gateway, and to see what they influenced and to see what influenced them that's where I got a little bit more enjoyment. It's like Mastodon are big Metallica fans. Like,
no, I don't want to. I don't want you to get sort of mixed up with it. I'm not saying that they're competing. What I'm saying is that. So, I think that fundamentally there can be a bit of a problem when you put so many really talented musicians into the same place at the same time, because that's a disaster waiting to happen.
Well,
disagree.
Because if all of a sudden if you're trying to show off,
that is good.
Gone is gone.
Say again, Dan.
Name a supergroup that's good.
Gone is gone.
I've never heard of them.
They're great.
That's Troy Van Leeuwen as well, isn't it? The guitar player as well as.
Yeah, it's got Troy Sanders from Mastodon. I've forgotten the drummer from At the Drive-In, Tony Hajar.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and I think
actually,
then two.
Having just said that all supergroups are shit, you actually kind of you're piquing my interest there, Gareth.
They're really.
You haven't heard him yet, though.
No.
That's a good point.
They've got an EP which is basically an album, and it's fucking great. Like, it's all really good.
So, but my point is the fact that if you've got so many people that are that supremely talented, all of which have the ability to be able to, if they all play it at their peak of their ability, that it does have the potential to be a mess. Because
I think it boils
if you've got drum fill after drum fill after drum fill after drum fill, all of a sudden competing with the guitars are being wailed on, so you've got the lead guitarist who's wailing like hell. You need someone to be able to either pull that back or be that person.
But again, that's
what you said there. You're basically Bob Rock, because that's what Bob Rock did after the massive prog wankfest of.
I will take that. I am Bob Rock. Cheers, mate. I'm cool with that.
That's not something you want to be.
He did. He stripped everything back.
Most successful rock producers of all time.
Yeah. And the Black Album is by far their most successful album.
It is fantastic.
He literally had to tell Lars Ulrich how to play drums. He gave him drum lessons, or he sent him to have drum lessons, because he couldn't keep time. And he was like, "No, you're the drummer. Just keep the beat. Do four to the floor," while he does a simpler riff rather than like this massive speed thrash thing. And he tones down his guitar solo so it's not like a billion notes a second, and the bass player just actually you can hear him this time, and that kind of thing. And it's just, so he stripped everything back. He made it more commercial, and that's by far their most successful album. So I kind of understand what you're saying.
Have you listened to?
You don't have to play at your maximum every time, is what I mean.
Not listen to. Yeah. Sorry. Have you ever seen? There was a documentary called "A Year and a Half in the Life of Metallica," and it was when they were doing the Black Album, and basically, all the footage that's in like the.
Wherever I May Roam video and stuff.
Yeah, that video and Nothing Else Matters. That's all footage from that. And there's one thing with Nothing Else Matters, which is their best song by far, by a country mile. It's a pretty interesting story. Like it is, Dan. Stop shaking your head.
It's not. Yes, so wrong.
I'm not.
That's the wrongest thing you've said so far.
It's not.
But continue. It is.
It's not.
No, it's not actually.
A couple of weeks ago was the
every time you mention the Smiths, it's wrong. But go on.
Whoa! Don't bring.
I'm just saying.
Whoa. Anyway, there was because Kirk Hammett was for the solo. Kirk Hammett was like trying to go like.
Oh, it's for Unforgiven, isn't it? Yeah.
No. It's for Nothing Else Matters, and James just goes, "Why don't you just play something like this?" And then like he just does the solo there and then Bob Rock just goes like, "Why don't you do it?" And then you just see Hammett like, ugh.
"Oh, stropping."
That's
child.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
So much coke though.
But that's the thing with in that same documentary they talk about Unforgiven, and his first guitar solo, his first attempt at that, is him like basically doing the Creeping Death solo, just absolutely wailing. And bearing in mind it's a slow song, and he's there like, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" Like,
is it
terrible?
I might have this totally wrong, but like there might have been a bit of wine happened. So, fuck, I'm launching into it anyway. So, is it the Unforgiven one? Where they've got it's the guy with his hand in the wall in the video.
Yes,
yeah, the old guy.
I remember it from like. Do you remember MTV 120 Minutes? This is years and years ago.
Yeah, I do.
I used to fucking love that shit. Like, my dad would be out at the pub, and I'd be like 15 at home at Dad's place. Like, it didn't matter that I was in. Like, all right, son, it's 9:30. You've been great, yeah, but I'm off. And so he fucking's like, yeah, I want to go talk to some adults. And I didn't blame him. Well, I don't blame him now. So, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm going to go talk to my actual friends who I can drink with. So I fucked off to the pub. And so I'll be sat in the house and like, it was either trying to fucking, Babe Station didn't exist, so you couldn't watch any porn. I think you got the Playboy channel got 10 free minutes at 10 o'clock.
The 10-minute
the
free
10 at 10. Yeah. That's a boob. That was a boob, and then we're back to wanking again. We're back to the blind, aren't we? But then again, that's another story, isn't it? But it's actually like I actually really enjoyed because I used to tape them as well. VHS. I used to fucking tape them, and there was like Tommy Vance who had the rock show on VH1, and then there was 120 minutes, and there was the rock show on MTV as well, and there was and are we unforgiven too? Is that a second part of the same song?
It is, yeah. There's a song called The Unforgiven. There's actually 3. There's The Unforgiven.
Yeah, there's the third one.
Unforgiven 2, and Unforgiven 3. The third one's shit, though.
Yeah.
The second one's all right, actually.
No, but that is the one. That's another example of them like doing a really.
That's it.
That's the one.
Quite a good fucking melody. I really actually quite liked that song.
I think their ballads are actually really, really good. Hence why Nothing Else Matters is the best song they've ever done.
But again, that one, and I quite liked the one which is Until It Sleeps. Which album's that on?
That's a tune. That's
actually a fucking good song. I really actually quite like that song.
It's a good song.
That's a good one. That's when they went a bit. They looked at like Marilyn Manson and Nine Inch Nails and saw it was big in the mid-90s and were like, so
that was Load.
Eyeliner. That's what it is. Is Load. Yeah.
Yeah, but that tune sounds fucking monster as well, though. Like the sound is big, and it's again, is that probably Bob Rock? Like it
will have been at that
that's
point.
Bob Rock. That's peak Bob Rock. Yeah. King Nothing's a really good song as well, actually.
And the one with the fucking swing, The Memory Remains. That's
a great song. Really good song as well.
It's a riff.
It's a good video as well.
The best version of that is the the live one on S&M. Yeah, that's a mid version.
But I like but that's the thing though. It's like once he stops doing all the fucking 8-finger tap solo bullshit that means less than nothing. It's like, can I play 100 notes a minute? Yeah, you can, but like
you don't need to.
But it's like I don't know, like a guitarist like Steve Cropper who played for Otis Redding. He could play like 2 or 3 notes. Fuck me, they were the right notes. You know what I mean?
It's like it's like
the memory.
You know what's a really underrated Metallica song is "I Disappear," the one they did for the.
That was really brilliant.
Soundtrack.
I loved it.
It's a good song.
And that guitar solo that Kirk Hammett does in that is basically just a Jimi Hendrix riff. Like it's dead simple and it's really cool little groove to it.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix. He wasn't popular, was he?
Little known guitarist Jimi Hendrix.
Little known guitarist who changed the face of guitar forever.
Yep.
My favorite that
video
is
the Memory Remains.
Yeah.
The Memory Remains where
the swing.
I think they had to film that in like 20-second sections.
Really?
Because what they did was they built. So basically, they're stood there, and the room revolves around them.
Yeah, like Hex.
Yeah, exactly like Hex. But the problem was, it made them feel sick.
The worst ride at Alton Towers.
No, disagree. Huge disagree.
That's a whole different podcast, dude. That's a whole.
Huh? Because the Hex is right. So I'll tell you right. So a couple of reasons I say that, and I'll get back to the Metallica thing in a minute. But the reason being is that when you look at it, so there's a couple of things on that. Hex, right, is so brilliantly done. Granted, it isn't a thrill ride, but it fucks with you. The story that they tell you as you're going in is true.
Yeah.
Because there is a tree just outside of Alton Towers near the B&B, which is covered in chains. In fact, I think when there was a storm, a branch fell, and then all of a sudden there was a bunch of people trying to get in touch because the curse was technically true and all that kind of nonsense. So the family that it affects, or supposed to affect, actually had to go out and go, no, honestly, we're all right. But then a couple of weeks later, someone died, or something along those lines.
Really? So like there was a storm, a branch from a tree fell down in a storm?
No way.
Yeah, but that's the story.
What a ride.
But that tree's been there for centuries, covered in chains. The worst ride at Alton Towers is...
You've just explained it.
I mean, if I don't say Smiler, I'm gonna look like a right dick. That's the worst ride.
Liam, I didn't know you was
never works.
Ride. It doesn't.
Never works.
I've been on it every time. Like I've been since it came out.
13. That's dreadful.
That's
13 was fucking terrible.
Nah,
I queued up for 3 hours for that.
So
Well, yeah, exactly. How long did you queue up for Hex?
Didn't, because I didn't go
4
on it.
minutes.
Well, exactly. There you go. That's why it's not. It's
So fact,
all right. That.
Right. Anyway,
I didn't because I haven't been to Alton Towers in about fucking 20 years. Like, when did you all go? And why wasn't I invited?
I've not been for a little while, and I was hungover. But
the excuse is coming in now. Here we go.
Actually, I can't remember the last time I went.
From the age of about 18 to 23, I think I went every single year because I could drive.
Yeah.
And could. And it was like, I'm an adult now. Where am I going to go? Theme park.
Anyway,
shit.
The memory remains.
Yeah.
There we are.
So the bit that's like Hex.
That bit. Yeah. So that video.
The worst ride at Alton Towers. Yeah.
Am I in charge of this? Can I mute Gaz?
No, I'm not.
No, it's okay. It's
oh,
okay.
Fucking hell!
I didn't know what Hex was, and so could we just fucking move past it?
Okay, yeah, we can.
Get to your point about the video, whatever it is.
They filmed it. It had to film it in 20-second sections because the stage was built and the room was there to revolve around them, which caused them to have very severe travel sickness.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Whilst they were doing it, so of course, because of the way the camera was done as it comes around every single time. So every 20 seconds or so, they're like, "You're gonna have to fucking stop. I can't do this any longer." To give them time just to go, all right, I'll be fine, and then back into it again.
What a bunch
of
Gaz is trying to say.
Vomiting on his own hard on like that. Oh, not again.
Oh, more cocaine. Oh.
It's probably the cocaine that was the problem, not that.
So, yeah, that's a good point. Supposedly, actually, back when they did that ridiculous 18-month tour or whatever the hell it was, when they were just on the road every single day. Another example of how much they used to haze Jason Newsted. Lars Ulrich used to get a blowjob during the bass solo. He'd just go off stage, get a blowjob, and then come back in time for the next song. Yeah.
What a cock.
Hashtag rockstar.
The more I hear about him, seriously, the less I hate it. The less I like him.
What's that? What do you call it if you're trying to train a dog?
Pavlovian.
Pavlovian response.
Well, the Pavlov response. So, would that mean after a certain period of time that realistically every time he listens to Jason Newsted's bass solo, he just immediately gets rock hard?
That's pretty.
He expects a blowjob. Boom, he's there. Yeah.
It's possible, is it not?
That's why snare hits always sound a bit weird.
Yeah. We're getting to the bass solo.
The fact, like, it's like, oh yeah, like, oh Lars, we can dampen the bass drum. It's a little bit roomy tonight. Oh, it's all right. The hooker will be sat in there in a minute. It's fine. I'll get around with the bass solo. Don't worry about it.
You'll just hear the back of the head hitting the bass drum.
She's got earplugs. She'll be. She might live. She'll be okay.
So who did we decide?
If not, we'll just cover it up.
Who do we decide is the judge?
I think Dave was.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
so shall we?
Yes.
So Dave, let's hand it over to you. We've waffled on a lot.
We have
about Metallica. So over to you, man. Like, let's go around and get everybody's choices.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I like having the spotlight. I'm gonna wax lyrical about myself for a moment.
Brilliant.
I've really made some strides in my own personal discovery of. No one cares about this. It's fine. So, Dan, I'm starting with you.
Okay.
So, Metallica, you're clearly a huge fan.
A nerd.
So,
yeah,
is
that's me.
what I'm putting to you, and I'm doing it like in a Piers Morgan fashion, like, is it going to be a fanboy drink, you prick?
Okay.
Excellent Piers Morgan impression, by the way.
Very good Piers Morgan impression. I do hate you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Become annoyingly agreeable recently, though. And I don't like it.
I still refuse to like any of his tweets, though, even if I do.
I won't do that. I won't do that.
No, I can't go that far. You can't go full dickhead.
Anyway, I fucking hate that guy.
It probably, honestly, it'd be a pint of warm beer, like with shit lager.
Any particular
this isn't
brand?
something like.
Got to give it a brand.
Or 4X. Okay, 4X. No, 4X. Fuck it, 4X.
4X. Yeah, that's fucking awful.
Because it's got to be cheap shit beer that you get into when you're a teenager to like, oh look, I like beer. I'm an adult now. And then when you go to like a rock gig and you realise, oh, all they have there is shit beer anyway. And it's usually, I'm usually, like pissed before the time I get there and don't even drink because it's expensive there. I'm already pissed. So and by the time I've, tried shit for however long.
You've what?
It'll be warm in my hand.
Oh,
There you go.
gross.
And also, I usually throw it as well.
Okay.
So, there you go.
So
Warm
a warm
shit beer.
can of Castlemaine 4X. Can you relate it to the band for me, please?
Yeah, they are also notorious alcoholics, and I believe James Hetfield used to just drink beer. He doesn't. After he realised he was a bit of an alcoholic, he stopped drinking spirits and only kept on the beer. But then got to the point where he was having much beer a day.
Wow.
There you go.
What a time to be alive. Right.
Fair play. I'm going to go to Liam.
Hi.
Hello.
Wild Turkey 101. Neat.
Ooh, that's a strong choice. I like it, but justify your answer, please.
It's American. It's bourbon. It goes with the guitar. If you're on stage, you play and you are playing this kind of music, you're coming up to your solo. You don't have an awful lot of time to be able to get a drink down you, but you want something that's going to taste good. But a Wild Turkey 101, just
You want something with a kick and then pow, we're in.
Yeah.
You want something with some balls to it. Yeah. Are they from the south as well?
No.
No.
They're from California, and one of them's from Denmark.
Lars.
Almost as north as you can get.
Yeah.
Just really, really popular in the south with
The rednecks and the people that wear the
Aforementioned.
mullets, yeah.
Mullets.
The Leonard Skinnerati.
Skinnerati.
I actually subscribed to a thing on Facebook. It's just it's called Mullet Masters or something, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's like the best haircuts I've ever seen in my life.
That's amazing.
James Hetfield's best haircut, actually, it was the ultimullet. After he had his hair all long, before he got it cut short, he just shaved. The ultimullet, yeah. He shaved the sides of his head.
I'll tag you in, mate. It's fucking brilliant. There's a great one where there's this young lad. I fucking love him. He's like proper fucking hick from God bless him, from the South America. And he's like, well, I've got myself a little air conditioning unit. And he's actually got an air conditioning unit that he's jerry-rigged in the back of his truck. And I'm like, this guy's a fucking genius. I love it. The back of it's all flat down because he's got a mattress in there. In case he gets kicked out of a night. So he got too drunk so he can sleep in his truck.
Fucking hell.
I kind of love him.
Jesus Christ. Really
did I send you the link for a group on Facebook called...
Sorry, Dan's just sent through the ultimullet, and it's fucking perfect.
Did I send you a link for Rock the Lockdown?
Lock the Rock Down?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh, wow. Look
Look at that thing of beauty. That is like a horse's tail right there.
Or a unicorn's horn.
Or a unicorn's pubic hair. Something along those lines.
So
go on, Liam. Sorry.
Give me a second. I need to find you. There's a page on. It seems to be. It's on Facebook where you can. Where people. It's called Rock the Lockdown, which means there's a whole bunch of people that are currently just singing live, and it is not good. I think it's probably the nicest way I can probably put it.
I thought you were about to say it's amazing. Like there was a time, ladies and gentlemen, that Liam and I were in a bar in New York called the Sugar Bar.
Oh, Christ!
I've never heard people sing like that in my entire life.
We've heard this story because I signed you up.
Yeah, in Purple Rain. We had recorded.
I've got no memory. I can repeat myself. Whatever. Don't judge me.
Right, hang on. I saved this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to you all right now, and I suggest you watch it because it's fucking brilliant.
Okay. So what was your alcohol choice? I've already forgotten.
I know. We do actually have to discuss that at some point as well.
Wild Turkey 101.
Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah. Okay.
And then finally we've got Gaz.
So I've gone a little bit left field again, believe it or not. And So picture the scene. Like Dan's already mentioned, that James Hetfield struggled quite badly with alcoholism. And it's something that he admits what he did while he was really struggling. And the alcohol that I've picked is vodka over Cocoa Pops.
Specifically. That's a very pertinent one.
Bowl of Cocoa Pops, vodka is the milk, with a cocaine chaser.
Just encompassing all of the band's favourite things.
Yeah. And that's my booze of choice. Quite a depressing one to end on.
It's actually met with silence.
Yeah.
Well, because I think it's probably a very good one. I'm just glad no one died.
What, in general, or?
In general, yeah, no one died.
Cliff died.
Rest in peace, Cliff.
Yeah, but that was a bus wreck, wasn't it? It wasn't like an overdose.
No,
it was some apparent black ice that they couldn't find.
It was nearly Hetfield because they had
It was nearly Kirk.
Are you sure? Because I'm sure Hetfield said it was him because
they lost.
That would have ended the band
or something, didn't they?
Yeah. Are you sure it's not Hetfield?
I'm sure it's Kirk.
Because I thought
it was Hetfield, but I always thought it was Kirk.
Oh, fair enough. I thought it was Hetfield because they were saying like it would have been the end of the band. Have I just shared my screen? No, you have. Right.
Good God, what is going on here? Yeah.
I got very confused then.
I don't know whether you're going to be able to hear this. Can you hear that?
No. And like people are going to see this and it's just going to be... is this the thing that you sent to me the other day?
Probably, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Hang on, let me.
This is not fun for audio listeners.
Well, you can play it. It's not exactly going to have. I very much doubt there's going to be any sort of issue around it.
I think it's fucking with my bandwidth, though.
If I go to the chat screen, there's got to be an option somewhere. There's one way you can share the internal audio. Hang on, let's stop that share, and then if I share it again.
Hello.
I got computer sound. There we go. Got it. And then do that. Do that. There you go.
I think of you from my room. I download the TV and look at the sky. Beautiful sceneries are right there out of the window. They are not illusion, but the places we wait. We are waiting for you. We are waiting for you here. We all miss you. We won't give up. We are waiting for you. We are waiting for you here.
That's to the point when I stopped when I was listening to it myself.
I want to see you.
It's really difficult to listen to.
Stop it. Awful.
It's amazing.
None of them can like stay in time.
Sing.
Yeah. The beautiful sceneries.
Favourite thing to watch now. Go on to Rock the Lockdown on Facebook. Men.
Oh God. Right. Anyway. So Dave.
Dave's face.
You've got our options now.
What was yours, guys? Sorry.
Mine was a bowl of Cocoa Pops, but instead of milk, you've got vodka with a cocaine chaser.
So it's a Cocoa Pop vodka with a cocaine rim.
Yes.
Like a margarita.
Yeah.
But around the bowl.
Around the rim of a...
Around the bowl.
Cool.
Cereal bowl, yeah.
Around the bowl. As much as I like that,
yeah,
it's too elaborate.
Oh fuck!
For a band so simple as Lars.
Been shafted 2 weeks in a row. Shafted.
I know you've been robbed, mate. Absolutely robbed, as they say. And as much as I like the Castlemaine idea, it's too niche. So the Snaples has taken it.
I'm going to be calling a wild victory. Thank you.
That's the happiest I've ever seen Liam.
With a wild turkey,
including
came to my wedding day.
Yeah, exactly. Including the wedding day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's
okay.
that's yeah. That's the winner for me, I think.
Well done, Liam. Well
Thank
done.
you very much.
Congratulations, Liam.
I'm happy for you and not jealous. So, guys, what have we been listening to this week?
AFI.
AFI, right, Dan, you go straight into it.
Nice.
What, anything
Which one?
in particular?
Black Sails.
Ah, EP. That's the EP, right?
No, it's the one they did before the EP. The EP is All Hallows. Yeah.
Well, that's good as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was you that got me into AFI, actually.
I did used to bum AFI for a while, and then they got a bit too kind of emo-y, and so like, I like Black Sails, the All Hallows EP. In fact, I like early AFI, all the speed punk stuff.
Yeah,
but,
very proud of you.
What's the one? Oh,
Yeah.
hang on.
Answer that and stay fashionable. Very
Fashionable.
proud of you. Yeah.
Great album.
But it's the one that produced by Butch Vig is the best one, which is Sing the Sorrow.
Ah, that's the one I was trying to figure out.
That's definitely the best.
That's
That
the one that
album-
got me into them, actually. Yeah.
That album is incredible. Like, absolutely
It is. Like, it's amazing.
incredible.
It really is. It's the mix of everything is kind of perfect. After that, it got before it was too like toe in the water. After it was just too bullshit.
Before it was very kind of Warped Tour. It was.
Yeah.
It was pretty Warped Tour, and then afterwards it was a bit kind of like pop emo-y, really over the top.
Yeah.
Dancing-
I wasn't interested.
Dancing Through Sunday and Girls Not Grey. Ah,
Yeah.
so good. And the video, he's got the devil lock as well.
But
And
great
Dancing Through Sunday?
guitar player.
No, in Girls Not
Guitar
Grey.
player's mean as fuck, man. Like
What's his name? Jade something or other.
Dancing Through Sunday, the solo in that, like if you want the tappy nonsense, like,
It's really good.
absolutely ridiculous.
Such a good album.
But yeah, one of my
Really
mates at work, she's massively into AFI, and she was sending me some links, and yeah,
Cool.
a little bit of an AFI binge.
Nice. What about you, Liam? What have you been listening to?
What have I been listening to? Skunk Anansie.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Particular Stoosh, which is an album I would really like to do on this because it's
I've put it on the
fucking
list.
brilliant. It's amazing.
I've put it on the list. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Skunk Anansie, I've not seen them live, but they're supposed to be absolutely banging live. She's got a cracking voice.
Amazing vocal. Yeah.
She's amazing.
Never listen.
There was another band I've been listening to, and I can't, because the Japanese, I can't really work out the name, but it's this.
Perfect. Oh, fuck's sake, turn it off. Turn it off, please.
No.
Please. I'll kick you. Right, he's been muted. Don't worry about it. Right. Right, it's off. Right, okay, we're good. Thought you were going to give me an actual Japanese band.
It's my new favourite video on Facebook. That same video on Facebook constantly, Skunk Anansie, because, you know, they're meant. I've listened to anything else. Do you know what I haven't listened to recently?
You haven't, or you have?
I haven't.
Well, this could be a really long list.
Yeah, I know. Specifically, Rage Against the Machine, Killing of the Name Off. Mainly because there was a video I saw on social media, and it was of a family playing during the lockdown. They had their own band. The daughter plays drums. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But the wife was still asleep.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I can't play any sound. And I just kind of came across it because someone must have shared it or something like that. And I figured out the song without even hearing what was going on. I was like, yeah, that'll do. So I haven't been listening to that, but I was really proud of myself. But just being able to tell on mute as to what they were playing. And I wanted a Chuffy badge for it, but I don't think I'm going to get it from you fuckers.
No, you're not.
Fair enough.
Absolutely not at all. No.
I don't think that's very nice of you. I mean,
Dave, what have you not been listening to?
Right, it's happened again.
What have I not been listening to?
What he hasn't been listening to. So,
are you going to behave yourself now, Liam? All right, he's muted himself. Oh, sorry, I've just muted you then when you try to come back. You're back, man. You're back. You're good.
I'll behave a bit.
One second.
Jesus.
Dave's moving.
He's moved to his
house
kitchen table.
I thought I was getting the dog.
So what have you been listening to, Dave? What have you been listening to, and what haven't you been listening to?
What haven't I been listening to?
Yeah.
Everything we've been reviewing.
Perfect. What have you listened to?
I'm actually, oh God, what have I actually gone to? I got a bit sentimental this week, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
And I actually got a little bit simpler with the tunes. So it's more like Harvest Moon by Neil Young. Like, just kind of classic Americana songwriting. Nice. Really, really basic. But yeah, beautiful songs.
Okay.
There's a lady I absolutely love, actually. She's called Jonah's Policewoman, which is a crazy title for a fucking, I don't know, like a band and whatnot. But she has it's an album. I can't remember what the fuck the album's called. That's terrible, isn't it?
That's a really weird title.
I think she. Well, no, that's the title of the band.
No, I'm just joking.
And it's there's a song on there called "The Magic," which is just it's just fucking it's magical. I'd go as far as to say that. I really would. It's modern, kind of fucking like a modern soul tune.
Yeah.
But without being too fucking R&B wanky.
What's the name again, mate?
Jonah's Policewoman.
Okay.
And the song's called the Magic, and it's fucking brilliant. Okay. It's a genuinely great pop song, like genuinely great.
Oh, nice. And I'll, for myself, as everybody realised, this is the first week. Say everybody realised. I realised this is the first week within 12 months that I haven't listened to the Smiths, which is it's heartbreaking, actually. But what I have been listening to, like I said, I've been doing assignments, finishing off my course. So I've got a few essays that I need to write. And whilst I've been doing that, I'm listening to a lot of instrumental stuff. But I'm listening to one of my friends. He's got a synthwave thing called Dead Life. I've been listening to that a lot. My friend Eddie.
I saw an advert for that.
For Dead Life?
Yeah, like literally on Facebook, like yesterday.
Oh, really? That's well good. Like, he's incredible. Like, he's really good. And he's a friend of mine. Yeah, it's good.
Strange.
Sorry, Dave, go on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Go on.
Yeah, that's really
good. Can I recommend that if you are... I mean, if you're looking for something while you're working from home or doing that kind of stuff... I'm
hovering over the mute button here right now.
No. Hey, Siri! No, shut up, Siri! Fuck off. Can I recommend, as I done, I think a couple of episodes ago, to give Gunship a go. To have on in the background while you work from home.
I've been listening to them, actually. They are pretty good.
Okay.
It's good working from home music.
What stuff is it again? Just remind me.
Synthwave.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I've been listening to Synthwave because it's just been listening to, like, my friend's thing, Dead Life. I've been listening to Mega Drive because that's the best console that's ever been made. I've been listening to, thanks, Dan. I've been listening to, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Perturbator.
There you go. Thank you. Thanks.
Have you guys heard Carpenter Brute?
No.
Carpenter Brute, honestly, the best synthwave.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to this playlist, actually.
There's one song that he's done called Le Perv,
I haven't done a playlist.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll send you the video. Hold on. Wait there.
Send it after.
Talking amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
I'm still here. It's
okay.
So stuff like that then as well, like you're thinking about Rave Tapes by Mogwai. Yeah. Mogwai, just fucking outrageous.
Yeah, it's something I've never really listened to, but I know the name.
Oh mate, fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
How have you not listened to Mogwai before? You'd love it.
I'm so sorry. I'll have to give it a chance.
It's like he's got the I saw them at the Bridgewater Hall.
Oh wow!
Which is a very strange venue to see any like
electronic stuff.
Yeah, it's not electronic.
Is it not?
No. He's got like a pedal board that's the size of a zebra crossing.
Amazing.
He's got like the one pedal at the end. It's like the all noise pedal, and as it builds up and up and up, and then he suddenly stomps on the one fucking pedal at the end, and it's insane because the Bridgewater Hall is designed to perfectly contain sound because it's an orchestral hall, and it's the only experience. And I've been there with my dad many times to see orchestras play, but at the same time, it's like the music was fighting because there's so much noise in it. The music was fighting the room that it was in. It was a truly bizarre experience and amazing.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that's probably a good time to end on a happy note. So if you like what we do, then please share it with your friends. If you hate your friends and you don't like it, then also share it with them anyway. Your friends. Make them listen. Like, all I care about is the stats. So a listen's a listen, as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you do like what we're doing, we put some effort in, and obviously we would like that effort to be reciprocated. Anyway, if you want to follow us on social media, you can find us at TrackDanielsPod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you want to follow me myself, it's BamShoot on Instagram or BamShoot Club on Twitter. Anybody else want to plug anything?
No. Just
don't play that.
Goodbye from Sakurako.
Don't play that fucking video again. Oh, fuck. Right. Done. Right. Have you behaved yourself? No. Okay. What about now? No, he hasn't. Right. So on that note, no, you fucking haven't.
Oh, no, I have. What do you mean that for? I have.
Right. Yeah, I know now. I've
put
you back on. Oh, fuck off. Right, he's staying on mute. Anyway, right. So on that note, thank you very much, everybody, and I hope you've all enjoyed this. We've been Track Daniels, and we've been great. Thank you. Goodbye.
See ya.
How did you do that?
Coach.